So when I run it, I already got it in my head. If I have to bounce it out to the C gap, I know he's waiting. I know that linebacker's waiting on me. So I already got a move planned in my head for him.
What is up, everybody? This is the Alex Rollins NFL YouTube channel. Today we are joined by a very special guest, three-time Pro Bowler, 2009 Offensive Player of the Year. He broke a combine record with a 5.24. I'm just playing 4.24 40. The 33rd team's Chris Johnson. CJ, how's it going today, man?
Man, it's going good. Just chilling on this nice day down in Orlando, Florida.
That's beautiful, man. Well, I'm fired up today. I'm excited to talk about Bijan Robinson. He played 3 years at Texas. In his last year, he ran for 1,540 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns. He was the first college football player in a single season to break 100+ tackles. What do you find rare about his game? For the guy of his size, his jump cut, he got a real good jump cut. The type of jump cut that you see a lot of the smaller backs have, he have that. When you watch the film, and you're gonna see a lot of times where some guys come through unblocked, or anytime when you're in the zone scheme, the hole might be backside, so you're gonna have to be able to stop and cut back. And when you look at Bijan, you already can tell that he has great footwork. Anytime you're in the zone running scheme, the running back have to have good footwork. The last one I seen this complete coming out of college is probably Adrian Peterson. Wow. So even before Saquon Barkley, before all these different guys, that far back. Right. I got to go Adrian Peterson. Bijan, he got it all around. Like, when you think about Adrian Peterson, he can make you miss. He can run you over, run tough, break all those tackles. But he got some of the Adrian Peterson traits in his game. Well, I love the comp. That's exciting to see, and we're going to see a lot of it. And right off the bat, the first play we're going to break down, this split zone run, I think we're going to see some of that. Split zone is inside zone, which means each lineman will take a play side step and try and create some vertical movement. Right. Then Bijan can read it out and cut it back if he needs to. And then on split zone, he has this tight end coming across to kick out the backside, which he loves to cut back into. Chris, I'm going to ask you, what is your pre-snap process here when you're just coming to the line? What do you think Bijan's looking at? What would you be looking at? Well, when you first come, you will see this 2-eye technique right here on the left side of the center. That's the guy that I'm reading. So when you see this 2-eye blocked up, are you immediately switching your eyes to this player filling here, or are you going across the defensive line? How are you doing it exactly? So it's kind of like a piano. So when I come and I step there and he's blocked, I go to the next piano. So he's the next key. Why is it so important for a running back to press gaps, especially on this play? Because if you get the ball right now, you just go right now. These guys right here, you're not giving your offensive lineman time enough to get up on their block. So if you just cut it back as soon as you get it, those guys are still unblocked. So you have to be patient. You got to work with your offensive lineman. Let them get a chance to get up on the second level guys. And when you do that, you have nothing but green space to run and get the touchdown. Yeah, what I really like about that is seeing these second level guys, and as Bijan kind of hops in each gap, you can see them trying to fill that gap and get in that space. You see the linebacker, and then I guess that's the corner of the safety. When he pushed it up in the line, it forced them to come down. It forced them to come down, and when they come down, they can never get back outside, and it helped the blockers get up on the blocks. You see when he push it up, and the tight end comes to the backside. You see it pulls that last defender that I'm pretty sure he got contained. It pulled him up, and it gives the tight end time to get up on the block on the second level. If you don't give him time, then that guy makes that tackle. You see that stop and start. As soon as he start, it's over. Yeah, and as we talked about with Bijan, he is just breaking tackles left and right. He actually had 1,071 yards after contact, which was 4th in the nation. And I think this play is a really good example of that. This is a duo concept, which is a gap scheme run. He's going to read the Mike linebacker here. And if he's slow to the hole, he'll hit it hard. And if he's too quick to the hole, then he'll bounce it to the same side. What I find really interesting here, CJ, is usually duo is hit to the same side, right? If you see that Mike backer filling, you're going to bounce out to the same side. But I think as we've talked about, you really see his ability to just kind of create plays and break the concept almost and be able to really improvise. Right.
So my first initial read, yes, some teams will read that linebacker, but some guys like to always, some backs, I know myself, I always like to read the lineman first, and the flow of the linebacker gonna go with it. So I probably would have read this shade right here. I would have read him. So when I'm coming down, you're gonna see he beats the center right there. So you have no choice but to make him miss, and then look at his footwork. Stop and start, make him miss, and get upfield.
For sure. And I noticed, we're going to see the rest of this episode too, a lot of defensive line slants and stunts. When you know that going into a game that the defensive line is going to be kind of slanting over, one gap over pretty consistently, how does that change kind of your pre-snap process and then what you're doing right when you get the ball?
Yeah, a lot of that come from film study. When you see them slant a lot, then you got to get in the mindset as a running back, you have to set them up. Like, that's when you have to help your offensive lineman out, because, you know, they're coming off a ball expecting them to be in this gap. And then when they slant, they do that to mess up the offensive line. But that's why as a running back, you have to help your offensive line out by setting those guys up. Okay, you finna slant this way. I'm finna make you think I'm going that way. I might just step that way and then come back the other way.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of plays that are pretty similar here. And what I really liked about this play was Kansas pretty much does exactly what you want to do against a back that's going to bounce out a lot, especially on this duo concept. Basically what they're doing, Kansas, is slanting to kind of force that bounce read. So each guy is going to slant a gap over, and then they're going to have this linebacker number 6 on the left here loop all the way around. So they're going to force that bounce outside and say, okay, you want to come here? We're going to go to a guy exactly right there. And then I think we've been talking about it so far, but just how special Bijan is, it's incredible.
That's special. This is double. This is nothing other than double in the Bruce Arians offense when I played for the Cardinals. You're going to have the center and the guard double team. Then you're going to have the tackle, 2 double teams, and he's going to be man up. And what the defense like to do is, like, they like to slant it, and they like to bring that linebacker around so he can meet you in the backfield. But that show you how good of a player Bijan is, because anytime you're a good player, you got 8 in the box, it's always going to be that one unblocked guy that you have to make miss. And there you go right there. There go that footwork again, that stop and start. He pressed the line, made them come down even though they're slanting. Then there go the jump cut that I was talking about. And then that one step right there, and he made that guy never make that play.
He didn't even touch him.
He didn't even touch him.
For duo, typically, maybe you guys read it differently, but it's pretty much set to hit at that B gap. Is that what you guys said it too?
Yes, set. So on this play, it's 2 against 1. I know y'all going to get this guy. So I'm reading that linebacker. If they just stay there and he go outside and the B gap open up, that's where I'm hitting the hole at. When he flash in there, they supposed to be double teaming, but he automatically help out this outside tackle or whatever, the extra guy, because he doubling up to that linebacker. So when he press it, it forces him to bounce it out, and he's one-on-one with the guy that he have to make miss.
So I know you said that film study plays a big part of this. Is there any factor of just kind of feeling all these guys washing down and then knowing, okay, if everybody's flashing inside, like, he can feel this guy coming inside, obviously this guy, and then just knowing that linebacker is waiting for him?
Yeah, it's some of it is film study, but some of it is instincts and feeling it, because even though I'm saying this on this play, it's easy for me to come over here and be like this and this and this, because I'm watching the film and something that already happened. But they're not going to play like this every single time. So I know after we run this play a few times, I know that if they don't do it the first time or the second time, I know that when they see us run this play, their defensive lineman is going to slant. So I already know how they're going to try to start this play. So when I run it, I already got it in my head. If I have to bounce it out to the C gap, I know he's waiting. I know that linebacker is waiting on me. So I already got a move planned in my head for him. So it's not going to catch me off guard. Yeah, if he ain't ready for it, he might just run up there and, like, if he's a tough back, like to run tough in between the tackles, he might see that and go out there and get like 2-3 yards. But instead, what makes Bijan probably the best back in this class is because a big key of it, especially running this play, is patience. So you got to press the line of scrimmage and get those guys in there. Then you able to bounce it out and get one-on-one with this guy and turn the play that's probably supposed to be a 2-yard gain to a 10, 15-yard gain, maybe even more.
So this last play I really like. It's this wide zone run where he's going to kind of stretch out to the outside. This is wide zone from the gun, so each lineman is going to take a play side step and try and get some horizontal movement from the linebackers, from the defensive line. I'm just curious, what are you looking at when you have a wide zone run set up to go?
Basically, you're going to read the butt of the tight end. Since it's not a tight end, an imaginary tight end, that would be your aiming point. And then you're going to read this end that the tackle is blocking right there. You're going to read him and you're going to feel everything else. And then you also have this tight end, which is your lead blocker, but he's also supposed to be reading the exact same thing that you're supposed to be reading. See, only thing on this play that I don't like that he did, you see that step, he was ready to take that hole right there. He got to be patient and press it a little bit more, because you think if he pressed this a couple more steps, right, he might get up in between. You see that hole right there? He probably don't even get touched by this backside guy. This backside guy kind of slow him down in that press. If he stay up, he walks in. That helped that linebacker get closer to him. If he just keeps straight on that the tight end hip, he probably don't get touched.
And in wide zone in general, you're not really wanting to dance around. It's a one-cut scheme, right?
So it's a one-cut scheme. So you got to stay on that path and press that hole.
So right there, right this step right here, because this is right when he starts to kind of go.
Yeah, he got to keep pressing.
That's a touchdown right there.
That's touchdown, because he got him blocked out. He's on him, man on him. He going man on man. He don't get touched right here if he don't make that step. That's the only. Yeah, I don't like that on that play where he did that. He just got to keep pressing it. But it gets a lot of backs in this running scheme. A lot of time it gets you because you see that and you be like, oh, it's wide open, but it's really not wide open because they got that guy right there. He's unblocked. He's running free unblocked. We're going to leave him alone because we running outside zone.
Yeah, we're not worried about him.
Yeah, we're not worried about him. So if you stay on your course, he never touch you, man, it's a walk-in touchdown. But he's going to get in there. He's going to get in the film room. He's going to get out there on the film with the coaches and all that. That's an easy fix.
Yeah, somebody's getting his ass for this one and won't make this mistake again. Huh?
Right.
Well, I'm really excited about Bijan in the NFL. I think he's going to be incredible. I think we've seen all the different reasons why he's going to be so good. He has so many unbelievable traits. And it's really fantastic to be able to chop it up with you and find out from somebody who has actually done it at that level what it's going to take. And I really appreciate the 33rd team, which is the website that's kind of helped putting this all together, that you're working with. I think they have a really unbelievable roster with Rondé Barber, yourself, Bill Parcells, all these ex-players and coaches who are able to really provide the analysis that we get to see in a film room similar to this. I'll link all their socials down below. Make sure everybody is checking them out. It seems like a really fun place to work for. Yeah, man, it's unbelievable to work for these guys, to be able to come in here and, do these interviews. Any information you need, any facts you need, they have it right away. It was just awesome to be able to come on here, and instead of always just talking about a guy or telling what I like about Bijan, we was able to actually pull up the film and show them exactly what we're talking about instead of just saying it. Yeah, for them to actually put the words with the actual film and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Man, it's just great. That's just another one of the great attributes that 33rd team come with. And man, it's been nothing but a pleasure to work with these guys. Hey, the film doesn't lie, right?
Yeah, film don't lie.
It just don't lie. It just don't lie.
At all.
All right, CJ. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm Alex Rollins. That is Chris Johnson. You can find him on Instagram at ChrisJohnson28. That is TWO8. CJ, thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you.